Hello class. Today let's go over a few problems from section 2.3. Exercise number 1. Here they are asking to find the slope. So slope is the ratio of change in y divided by change in x, or rise over run. How to get rise? Change in y. So the first y is this, second y is this. So the final y subtracting the first y, so it becomes 5. Negative of negative is positive 2. That becomes 7. So that is the change in y. Now change in x. This is the initial x. This is the final x. So change means final subtracting the initial. So it becomes negative 5. And the ratio of those two things, change in y divided by change in x, is the slope. So 7 divided by negative 5. This is the final answer. Usually we write negative sign in between. That's why negative 7 over 5. That is the slope. Exercise number 2. Now here we simply use the equation y equals to mx plus b. If the coordinate is 0 something, that something is always y-intercept. That's why the equation will be y equals to m is slope is negative 2. Negative 2 times x plus the b, value for b is 3. That's why that is the final answer. And please don't get confused. If the first coordinate is not given 0, then you have to find out y-intercept. But if given, then you can simply use the same formula, same number. Now let's go to the exercise number 3. Here I'm going with the two different ideas. Whatever idea you like, you can use that idea. So idea number first, just let's use the formula. Slope is this given, and this is x1, this is y1. Always the first coordinate is x, second coordinate is y. So y minus y1 is negative 5. This equals to slope is 6, x minus x1 is 2. Now let's simplify a little bit more. Y negative of negative 5 is positive 5. This equals to, let's distribute. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times negative 3 is negative 12. Let's subtract 5 from both sides. Cancel out. So we got y equals to 6x minus 17. If you remember this formula, then you can go with this idea. But I like this idea because we do not have to remember that many formula. Just one formula, y equals to mx plus b. So let me start with y equals to mx plus b. Y equals to m is 6, x plus b. We are almost done, but we don't have value for b. Let's find the value for b. So I'm going to use the given point. First coordinate is x, second coordinate is y. So y equals to negative 5. This equals to 6 times x is positive 2 plus b. Negative 5 equals, this is 12 plus b. Subtract 12 from both sides to get b equals to negative 17. And if we get b equals to negative 17, value for b, we just plug back. So if you plug back, y equals to 6x minus 17. So this is the shortcut idea. Especially it will be useful if you don't want to remember the formula. Exercise number 4. Now here, the main thing we have to find out is the slope. So slope is, let's find the slope. Slope is change in y divided by change in x. Final y is negative 6. Subtracting initial x is negative 1 divided by final x is negative 1 subtracting initial x is negative 2. So this equals negative 6, negative of negative is positive 1 divided by negative 1, negative of negative 2 is again positive 2. So this equals to negative 5 divided by positive 1. So it becomes negative 5. Now we got the slope. Here I'm going to use second idea we learned in previous problem. You can use the formula also. Y equals, slope is negative 5, x plus b. Now the question is, which point we have to use? We can use either of the point. Don't use x from here and y from the other point. But unless if you stick with the one point, you are fine. So let's use the first point, where y is negative 1. This equals negative 5 times x is negative 2 plus b. Negative 1 equals, this is positive 10 plus b. Subtract 10 from both sides. So we got b equals to negative 11. So if we get b, then we are almost done. Just replace back. Y equals, we got the equation negative 5x, and then b is negative 11. That is the final answer. Exercise number 5, it is about how to graph. And we just learned, if we have y equals to mx plus b, b is the always y-intercept, and this one is slope. And don't forget, slope is rise over run. So that is the information we are going to use. If we use that, our graphing part is not that bad. So y-intercept is negative 1. Technically, dashing 0, negative 1. So we go down. So this is the point 0, comma negative 1. Now, we do have the slope 3 over 2. So 2 means we run right. If there was negative, we should run left. So run right. 1, 2. We run right. Rise 3. So 3 units up. 1, 2, 3. So we hit another point like that. And after that, simply join those 2 points by a straight line. That is the graph of the equation. Now, in this kind of equation, where we don't see the slope, or we can go with the different ideas. So here, let me go with a different idea. Y equals to negative 2. Y equals negative 2. We don't have any information for the x, so we can choose any value of x. So let me choose 0. Value of y is always negative 2. I can choose x is 1. Value for y is always negative 2. So let's plug those points. X is 0, y is negative 2. This point, 0, negative 2. X is 1, y is negative 2. This is the point 1, comma negative 2. And you all know, to graph a linear equation, 2 points are sufficient. That's why we join those 2 points by a straight line. That will be the graph of that equation. Here, we will follow the same idea. We don't have any information for the y, but x is always 3. So one point is x3, y I can choose any value. 3, 0, 3, 0. 1, 2, 3. No height, so that means that is the point 3, 0. Let's choose x is always 3. We can choose any other value of y, 3, 1. So this is the point 3, 1. Simply join those 2 points by a straight line. That will give the graph of the equation. So basically, if we have x equals to something, always vertical line. If y equals to something, always horizontal line. Finally, if we don't have the equation in the standard form means y equals to mx plus b. how to find the slope and y-intercept. So let's go over the problem number 8, exercise number 8. 3x minus 2y minus 6 equals to 0. If you notice, y equals mx plus b. So technically we are solving for y. That means I want to isolate y. For that reason I add 2y on both sides. Cancel out. So we got 3x minus 6. This equals to 2y. I want to isolate y by itself. That's why I need to divide both sides by 2. Cancel out. So we got y 3 over 2x. Subtract 6 divided by 2 is 3. And we will follow the same idea. Negative 3 means y-intercept 0 comma negative 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. This is the point they are talking about. Slope is 3 over 2. That means 2 unit run. 1, 2 run and 3 rise. 1, 2, 3 rise. So we got 2 points. If we have 2 points, simply we join those 2 points by a straight line. Then we get the graph of the equation.